depends on WDXE News, on the air since 1951. This is The Legend. 105.3, 95.3, WDXE.
It is 8:07 and time for the Quik Mart Hour with the host, the one and only Keith Durham, buddy.
What about that? It's co-host Keith and Kevin. And
Keith and
Jeff.
Kevin.
Because that's tri-host, ain't it?
Beavis, Butthead, Ren, he calls us all kinds of things.
Y'all are Ren and Stimpy.
It's good that we don't get our feelings hurt too easily.
It is.
So
I'm not too worried about y'all getting your feelings hurt.
So it's going to be an interesting day. So if you haven't got a fresh cup of Quik Mart coffee, you do have time to go get a cup.
That is right.
And listen to the radio the whole way, and then get back in front of the Facebook if you can. So
It is the Quik Mart Hour.
it is a Quik Mart Hour.
Yeah.
And talking about Quik Mart Hour, we got someone special to Quik Mart with us today as our special guest.
I was going to ask you, who's your guest?
So I meant to introduce you guys earlier. This is how far behind I am. Jeff, you probably have met her before. This is Miss Stephanie Edwards, and she is Charlie's wife.
Oh, okay.
And Stephanie's, she's putting it on. I'm helping her out as much as I possibly can. It is a Christian entrepreneurial program that's going to happen here in Lawrenceburg.
Yes.
And she's here to tell us about that today and how we can be involved. And Jeff, I know that you're a good Christian guy and you're an entrepreneur yourself, and so you're invited to come and be a part of that.
I'm anxious to hear about this.
Yeah,
Stephanie, ease up there to the mic. What happens is
right.
the more you talk, the more you're on the camera. How
Oh,
about
that's a little bit intimidating, but that's all right. That's all right.
that? So what are you doing?
Great. So Keith and I are linking arms to host the Faith-Driven Entrepreneurship Conference. And so this is a global community, but and every year they do one big conference, and it's virtual, but we get to take a local spin on it and gather as local professionals and hear from the likes of David Platt, Lecrae. There's a former NFL player, Derwin Gray, and they can give inspiring perspectives, but then we can connect locally as to how each of us are running our businesses with driven by our faith. So, yeah.
Nice.
We're excited, so we can talk more about that.
And what's neat about that is that I guess the more that you're around about town, the more you realize that there's a lot of people in leadership roles and in business owners that they run their business according to their faith. And so I think it's a great opportunity for us here in Lawrence County and surrounding counties. This is an open event.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. We do have, I think, a good number of business owners in the community that are Christian people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And try to run their business and their lives with those principles, I should say.
Absolutely. Something that I've experienced, so I have my own business, Jubilee Trading Company here in town. And
I've wondered about that business. That's you?
Tell me about that a little
Let's
bit.
talk about that for a second.
Well, so it's been brewing for about 9 years. I have run this from home, and then we finally spilled out of my attic into what's the old Southern Printing Building, since we're all locals here.
Yes.
And so I started out making handmade goods myself and selling online and saw the impact that it made on my life. And I didn't love telling my own story and schlepping my own stuff, but I realized I was learning some valuable skills and ended up partnering with a missionary in Morocco, and his local ministry partner is a leather craftsman. And so he's a bivocational pastor, essentially, but in a Muslim country, he's unemployable, and there's not a church to support him, but he does ministry. And so I am able to import his goods and sell them here in the U.S. market, and that creates jobs for him, puts food on his table. He's got 6 other people employed now because of our work. And then that grew and grew to where, running out of space in my attic, and then also a small handmade business. It's slow growing.
Well, give me an example of some of the items that we might find in your...
Hey, she came prepared.
oh, my
Always
gosh.
prepared with my leather tote. And so this is one of the first bags that I designed myself.
I'm going
and
there
had
today.
them made. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have wallets.
Look at that.
And pouches. And one of our best sellers, little wristlet. But this is one facet of what we do now. And so it takes 9 hours to make one of these.
I'm sure.
And when something becomes a bestseller,
We make
You
more.
know, we make more, but you can only make so many.
Yeah.
So was that made in Morocco?
It was made in Morocco. Yeah.
Wow, handmade.
Yeah.
She used a term, though. She used a word just a minute ago.
What is that?
And I wrote this, schluffing.
Schlepping.
Schlepping.
Yes, but hey, just spell that right. You had to spell it for him.
That could be your word of the day one day.
I want to.
I'm
a
looking.
great word.
I'm looking it up right now.
It's a great word.
I have heard that word before, and I've said it wrong. Help me say it.
Maybe we should Google
Schlepping?
this.
Schlepping.
Yeah.
I
think it's
love
like
that word.
Yiddish
That's a
or
great
something.
word.
It's a great word. It's fun to say.
It's a great. I think it may have a Jewish background.
I think so. I think
Yes.
so.
I think it's Yiddish, maybe.
I think you're right. It's real fun.
Listen, we're just schlepping along.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that word.
Yeah.
Anyway, well,
Yeah.
that is awesome. So
Yeah.
the name of the store again?
Jubilee Trading Company.
Jubilee
And
Trading
so
Company.
Jubilee being that year of redemption and restoration in Jewish
Awesome.
history. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly right. And you know how many times I'm going to be a hero now. Because
All right.
When me and my wife passed by there, she asked me every time we passed, "What is that? What is that?" So
You've
now I'm
got
going to
the
know.
answer.
Just give her the credit card and let her
Now
go.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
So schlepping, I looked it
Oh,
up.
Keith's got it.
Of course he did.
So it almost goes with the word of the day. What was the word of the day? Encumbered.
Encumbered.
Yeah, so that's an
Encumbered.
old banking term. Schlepping means to haul or to carry something heavy or awkward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And setting up at shows is exactly
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it.
There you go.
Some of my hippie friends have used that word.
You got hippie friends?
Schlepping
Still?
along. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Absolutely.
You know he does.
Yeah. Up at the farm.
Yeah.
So is our pronunciation right?
Let me see.
Is it schlepping?
I don't know.
How do you pronounce it?
SCHLEP.
Yeah, SCHLEPPING.
Oh, all right.
Schlepping.
It's very hard to say for a Southern boy. That is not Southern language.
The sentence is, I would have preferred not to schlep all the way over there to run an errand.
Schlep. Yeah. It's you're headed somewhere when you're schlepping.
Yep.
I guess.
Yep.
It's a Yiddish word, is
It
what
is.
it
I
says.
said
We
it's
nailed
Yiddish.
it. Nailed it.
It's Yiddish. We're so brilliant here.
So let me tell you what I got from Jubilee that I really like is, you know, at the end of the day, you come home and I don't know if gals do this, but guys do this. We empty our pockets somewhere. Do you do
yeah.
that?
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
do that,
every
Kevin?
day.
Yes.
Girls are lucky to have pockets.
There you go. You're right. And so
They're schlepping their purses.
I bought this leather tray that was made in Morocco and by I guess the same gentleman.
Same guy.
And so it sits on my counter, and that's where I empty all my stuff every day. And that's where I know if my car keys aren't there, somebody has got my car keys.
Yeah. We have a rather long master bath vanity.
Yeah.
And I have an area, and she has an area. So, and my area's meticulously neat, and so is hers,
Oh.
and so is hers. So, but we don't encroach on each other's area.
Oh.
And my stuff gets thrown over there until the next morning, and then I take off with it again.
Well, sounds like you need a leather
There
tray.
you go.
I do need one of those.
Swing on by.
There we go.
They're nice, and then you're supporting a good cause too.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And so Jubilee is all under one nonprofit. And so the store helps support our mission of supporting people around the world. We also do business coaching. And I take what I've learned running our business and help other people that are doing similar
Well,
things.
you're a very busy person.
I'm a very busy person.
Very good for you. Good for you. And my only question is, how in the world and why in the world have you locked arms with Keith?
Well,
I don't know.
What y'all tried to pull off here?
So I've known Stephanie for a long time.
Yeah.
So I guess I met you when y'all first got married, and
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
So-
been about 12 years.
wow, really?
Yeah, 12 years.
That's
Time marches
unbelievable
on.
right there. But boy, time flies. It may seem a long time for you. It seems like yesterday to me. But anyway, we're here to talk about what's going to happen and the event that's going to take place. And can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. So
And how people can be involved?
the conference is September 20th. I brought my notes
Oh,
so
you
that
gotta
way
have 'em.
you know. So September 20th we're going to start at 8 a.m. for coffee before we press play and start watching.
Okay, so this is an online event, right?
It's an online event, but we're experiencing it in person together.
Okay.
And so you do have to register. So I guess we can share it on the WLX Facebook page, and or you can reach out at Jubilee Trading Company, call Keith, however you got in touch with us, and we'll get you registered. But we want this to be not like people filing in rows and watching a TV. We definitely want this to be a time to connect with other people doing similar work to encourage each other. So we're doing coffee beforehand. We're going to do lunch after. So 8 to 1 at the conference center at the college. And so register online. But we definitely want this to be a time where, like Keith was saying, so many business owners around here are using their business or running their business guided by their faith, but we don't talk about it. And I don't know if you're like me, but I go to church regularly, but not everyone's a business owner. And it's very different of if you are an employee versus in ownership. And the decisions you're making are different, and
the whole culture,
the
really.
whole culture.
Yeah.
It's just so different. And so this is a way that people experiencing similar struggles, similar decisions can support each other. Iron sharpens iron. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you can tell when you're working for a Christian-based company or people who are Christians and exercise their faith, and when you're not. I can tell, I have been in both situations.
Been in both situations.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say at Quik Mart, it's a great Christian environment up there. In fact, they started there's going to be a men's group inside the office starting next week, and that's pretty cool too. So a lot of folks are going to be involved in that, and it's just neat to work for a place that allow you to do that, you know.
Several years. Well, I worked for a couple of good Christian-led companies. Lee Company was that way. They had a good culture.
Yeah.
They had a good culture. And, hey, none of us are perfect.
No.
There's no such thing as...
And there's bad days.
Yeah,
you
good
know.
days and bad. And mistakes happen. But the culture, the overall culture is one that we try to live on, or work through Christian principles.
So I guess is that what the focus of this is to learn from each other how we do business day by day, and maybe adopt some practices that somebody has already mastered in their business.
Absolutely. And so there's a couple themes to this year's conference. And so navigating the path to significance is one of the main tenets for this conference. And so the blurb that they've got is, today's culture will tell you values found in what you produce. So grit and hustle, grinding to get ahead. What you have isn't enough. You need more. You need more success, more financial freedom, more control, more power. Collect, consume, produce more. But the idea that they're wanting to share is that being faith-driven entrepreneurs, we live under a better story, that God is calling us to an adventure where we find joy and surrender. There's freedom through dependence and clarity in the chaos when we look to God for our answers instead of striving to get ahead and compete with who's next to us. But we answer to somebody different. So this is a time to unite people under that same idea, under one community. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Very
ain't it?
well said.
All right, so give us the dates of that again so that everybody knows.
September 20th.
Don't forget that date, Jeff. September 20th.
It's a Friday.
It's a week before the fair.
Yep. And so we're going to start at 8 a.m. Come have coffee. We're going to press play at 8:30. And then we're going to have lunch after, wrapping up around 1.
Okay, and there's a process of getting signed up, right?
Exactly. So we're going to there's a Facebook event if you just search Faith-Driven Entrepreneur. We're linking arms with the Chamber of Commerce. So it's on their Facebook page. They're helping us put this on. We love the support of our chamber. And then Jubilee Trading Company down on West Gain Street. We've got information on it too. It's on our Facebook page. And if you don't have Facebook, swing by my shop, holler at Keith at some point.
Yeah.
You know where he is. We can find a way. It's a website, so
Sure.
you don't have to have Facebook to come. Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Calling me and hollering at me has seemed to be a topic this week. This
I
past
would
week.
bet so. You opened up a can of worms last
I
week.
really didn't. And I'm going to close the can today.
Okay,
Oh, man.
close the can.
Oh, man.
Well, good deal.
So-
It's going to be more fun. Listen, we're having more fun than human beings ought to be allowed to have right here.
Yeah, especially this early in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Listen, one of my slogans is all of the entertainment allowed by law. Right here.
Oh, well.
and there's no penalty for it, so we can break the law on that.
Oh,
There you go.
Keith knows the law.
He knows a lot. He knows a lot. So what are we going to be gaming any today?
We're going to be doing a little bit, yeah. So
Okay.
I brought a gift certificate to give away.
Yes.
And hey, listen, if DT Hughes is listening, you have not come by and picked up your winnings. He actually DT won and
That's right.
never came by to get it.
Well, maybe he wants me to have it.
He might. Maybe that ought to be a rule. If you don't come get it in 30 days, Jeff gets
I
it.
get it. There you go.
There you go.
And what are we giving away today?
We're going to give away a Shell gift card. Do we want to do that first before we get? Yeah, we probably need to have a little bit of fun first.
We should.
Stephanie, can you hang around? And
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
So-
I'm going to
Okay.
do
Oh,
a little
cool deal.
Facebook story.
Good deal.
because we're going to talk more about the faith-driven entrepreneur session that we're going to have. And let's see here. How do you want to do this today? My mom, who is good at giving advice, and I'm good at listening to my mom's advice,
Yes.
says we should get the listeners involved in the trivia a little more than what we do.
I would like to do that.
Okay, so
But
do
I
you-
don't know how to do it.
I do. Let's do this. Let's get the trivia box that you've
Okay.
got.
All right.
And let's let the listeners call in and select which category they want to answer a question from.
Well, it's not just it's generations,
Oh, it's generational.
not
yeah.
categories. It's generation. You've
Okay.
got the greatest generation, which we know who they are. They're from 1922 to 1945. The Boomer generation is 46 to 64. I was right on the tail end of that.
So are you a 64 baby?
I'm a 61 baby.
Oh wow, you're not in the tail end. You're right in the middle of it.
And, no, I'm not in the middle of that. Generation X, 65 to 80.
That's me.
That's you.
I'm a Gen Xer. And Kevin.
Millennial, 81 to 96.
Here, here.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
81 to
yeah.
96.
One of them millennials.
And then Gen Z, 97 to 2012.
Okay, so what's the new ones?
Well, the new one is
Gen A?
Alpha.
Gen Alpha?
Is
Thanks,
it
Alpha.
I guess, and I don't have questions for them. They don't know anything.
They're still in
yet.
high school.
No, they're still in the know-it-all stage.
Yeah, they
can't
they
ask
know everything.
Oh, me.
So anyway, we've got categories here.
So what we ought to do is we ought to, since we have a dice that has 6 numbers on it, you got to call in and answer the question correctly. If you answer it correctly, then you get your name in the mix.
Oh my goodness.
So we need 6 people to get their questions correct, and then we roll the dice to see which one of those 6 win.
So they get to pick their generation then?
Yeah, they get to
Okay.
pick the generation that they
What
want to ask
generation?
questions in.
766-9393. We need a caller.
This is for a
766
$25, and we haven't talked about Quik Mart a lot yet, but this is
Yeah.
for a Quik Mart gift card. Okay. We'll see what we got.
All right. Hey,
Oh, we don't have anybody.
766-9393.
You
We
gotta
need-
answer
we
questions.
We need a player
Yeah.
to answer a question. We'll see what
Don't
happens.
be shy.
We may need to answer ask the question first and then get.
Hey, that might be okay.
Well, how you going to know they got to pick their generation?
All right. Hey, you want to play with us?
Yeah.
You want to play with us? Well, listen. Which generation do you want me to ask from? The Boomers, or the greatest, or the Generation X?
The greatest.
The greatest. Let's see. Where is that?
Yeah, we probably should have already had that.
Where is that? Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm just going to pick a random question from the greatest. Okay. I'll let Keith read it. Okay.
All right, so you can use this as a lifeline too, I guess. No, you can't, because this wouldn't be fair.
Making the
We
rules up as we
make
go.
hey, we always make up the rules as we go. All right, here's the question. Covered by Simon and Garfunkel in 1982, who originally recorded "Wake Up Little Susie" in 1957?
She left me.
She hung up.
Are you calling back?
Uh,
Are you
I
calling?
want to pick Baby Boomer.
She wants
We
to pick
lost
baby.
her.
All right,
We lost
We'll,
our
we'll
first
save
caller.
that one. Give me a baby boomers over here.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna get a handful of them. There we go, baby.
Okay, there's baby boomers. All right, here. Who do we have on the line?
Yeah. Who are we talking with?
Janie Smith.
All right.
All right, Jeannie. Here's the question. What 5 digits were first introduced in 1963 to help with mail delivery? What 5 digits were first introduced in 1963 to help with mail delivery? You write them on the outside of the envelope.
I guess ones and zeros.
No, it's got a name. It's got a name to it.
It's zip codes.
Zip code.
The zip code is correct. Zip code is correct. So it's pretty cool to find a box of old letters and it just says Jeff Hood, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
What name would you like us to put down?
Janie
Smith.
Janie Smith. Okay, Janie, so hang on. So we're going to get more qualifiers. You are in the race to win a $25
All right, you
gift
be
card.
listening for the giveaway, okay? Why don't you just, I don't know, let's try this
I
one.
think I've heard that before.
Why don't you just ask a question?
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question. If you
And
got
we'll
the
get-
answer, you
we'll-
call
we'll
in.
get a caller that might know.
All right, what singer had 2 nicknames, Chairman of the Board and Old Blue Eyes?
Hey, what singer had 2 nicknames, Chairman of the Board and Old Blue Eyes?
That was Frank Sinatra.
Frank
Sinatra. Who is this?
Tommy Davis.
Tommy Davis. He's a pretty smart kid. Tommy, you are qualified for a $25 Quik Mart gift card.
Okay, thank you.
Keep listening.
Ask another question. We'll take
All right, give me a different
4 more
category.
qualifiers. Here you go.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to take
Oh,
a
whole box.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole box over
Man.
here. This is people and events from Gen X. This is my generation.
All right.
So if you're in your 50s, you should know this. What was the name of the intern involved in the Bill Clinton sex scandal?
Ooh.
Now, you never know what we're going to talk about on here. Who was the intern involved in the Bill Clinton sex scandal?
There's somebody going to know that.
All right, yeah, somebody
Hey,
know
good
that.
morning. Do you know the answer?
Monica Lewinsky.
Monica
That
Lewinsky.
was Monica Lewinsky. For the minute there, I thought she was the ice skater.
What name you want to put down?
Gloria Keener. Keener.
Gloria, you have qualified for a $25 gift card. Keep listening.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Gloria Keener. We need 3 more.
All right, so we haven't done a Gen Z yet. This is like the newest.
Ooh, that may be hard for us.
Oh, I'm telling you, I've already. First thing, I can't hardly read these because my glasses are at the wrong. They're from a.
All right, tag me in.
There we go.
There we
Okay.
go. Here's the question. Listen.
Oh, man. What is Hosier's most popular song with over 87 million Spotify streams and hitting number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in
Next question.
2014?
No, just because you don't know it.
Do you know it?
No.
I know.
What was the band's name?
Hosier.
Hosier.
I definitely don't know.
And there is a hint.
What's the hint?
All right, the hint. I think it's lyrics from the song. So, bless me, Father, for I've sinned. I've listened to this song an unholy amount of times. Oh, it's not lyrics from the song, but it is a good hint.
So, have you heard the song?
Yeah.
Are we going to know it when you say it? Maybe
Depends
not.
on.
We have no
depends on what
listeners
music you
calling in.
listen to.
Nobody's calling in.
Nobody's
We
calling
got no
in.
Gen Zers
Let's
online.
give it another. Let's get another.
Tell us
question.
what. I mean, I'm
well,
not.
Take me to church.
Take me to church.
Well, that's
I
a
guess
good
I've heard
biblical
that.
song.
Dog at the shrine of your life.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sing it. All right, so here's
You wanna do another generation?
We're going to try one more
Do
Gen
you want to
Z.
do the music section again, or do you want to do another?
Let's see. Let's do. Here's a medium
People and
hard.
events, maybe.
Is that what? Yeah,
That
there you
one's
go.
medium. Ooh.
We probably know people in advance because it's
Oh,
on the news.
See, I don't know this one either.
Read
All
it.
right. All right. What did Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio eat that caused massive controversy around TikTok?
Oh
Oh,
Lord.
I think I know.
Do you really?
Whoa.
I
He's
didn't know you
got
was-
kids.
Well, he's a TikToker.
Are you
too.
calling to play trivia with us?
Sure, but I want the baby boomer category.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, let's get you a
I
question.
don't blame you.
Let's get you a question. Here we go.
Okay, so here, and you can get there's a hint on here too. We'll give you a hint.
All right. Who is
Okay.
Colonel Clinks, Sergeant at Arms, who knows nothing?
Colonel Clinks.
Okay, well, I couldn't hear you. What was the question again?
Do I talk in here?
It's all right. Go ahead.
All right. Who is Colonel Clinks, Sergeant at Arms, who knows nothing?
I know nothing.
It's on that show, Hogan's Heroes.
Yes.
That is correct.
That's right.
You're inching closer.
We're going to give it to her. What's?
Well,
Do you know the
there's a
name?
hint,
You know
ain't
his
there?
name?
Hint, He might not have been your hero, but he was Hogan's. Yeah, we got
well,
that far already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Robert Conrad played him.
Yeah, there
played
you go.
Hogan, but I'm not sure. I don't understand the question.
That's close enough.
You're close enough.
Close
You're on it.
enough. Sergeant
Okay.
Schultz.
What name do you want me to put down?
Vicky Garner.
Vicky, his name was Sergeant Schultz on the show.
Oh, okay. Well, I couldn't remember his name, but I knew the show.
Vicky
That's right.
Garner. We're with you.
That's close enough to
Okay.
qualify for
Thank
Quik,
you.
Mart.
Thanks.
That's right. All right, we got to get 2 more.
2 more. All right, let's do.
Ask a question.
Let's see. This was The Greatest Generation.
Oh, I like that.
Pop culture. Okay, famous for its foray into another toy, what company began manufacturing the hula hoop in 1958?
I know the answer to that.
I think I know.
What?
I know the answer to that, and I haven't read the question, but I know the answer to that. I think
What do you think it starts with?
an H. I mean a W.
I'm thinking the same company.
Yeah.
This was definitely before my time.
What?
Hey, good morning. You playing trivia with us?
Yeah, is it Hasbro?
It's not that.
Ooh.
Take another guess.
I'll give you a hint. Your wife is sitting on it. That's her line in a movie.
No.
Is that not it?
What's the hint? Give me a
Yeah.
hint.
Yeah, I
All
can't
right,
remember
hint. Most likely named after the sound a frisbee made when it smashed into your parents' living room window or the back of your brother's head.
That's right.
Who made the frisbee?
Hey, I'm
now. Say
gonna.
that again. I didn't hear that.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna give you a hint. It's whammo.
Whammo?
Yes.
Okay. I remember that now.
That's
Yeah, they have
Whammo.
the slinky and stuff in it.
Yeah.
You did good.
You don't remember John Candy throwing that frisbee on the beach and it hit the sand and some woman sat down on it and he was
gosh.
over grabbing it and the guy looks around and he goes, "Hey, your wife's on my whammo."
I don't remember that. Oh, gosh. What name are you going to put down, buddy?
But Robert Kopp,
Robert Kopp. That's K-O-P-P.
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 look at you.
Thank you,
about that?
Robert. Thank you, Robert.
Robert's a good guesser.
Let's get one more. Yeah,
We got
he's-
one more to guess. This is we already done Gen X, hadn't we? Have we done one from this generation yet?
Yeah, we've done a boomer, but
Yeah, we've done a boomer. Let's go, and we done one of those. We don't want to do those Gen Zs. Oh, here's a millennial.
Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Okay. Aptly colored millennial pink. Yep. Okay, what was Creed Bratton's official job title in The Office?
Ooh.
I remember the movie The Office.
No, it's the
It's
series.
The show. Steve
Oh,
Carell.
the series. But there was a okay.
Is it asking?
Office Space is
All
what you're
right,
talking
say the
about?
I'm thinking
question.
about
Say
Office Space.
say the question again.
What was Creed Bratton's official job title in The Office?
I have no idea.
All right, now we got a hint?
Yeah.
Nobody's calling?
Nobody's calling.
Hint. I'm in charge of letting customers know that our product is, in fact, good.
Ooh. I got a guess,
I do too.
but anyway, probably wrong.
I've
Anybody?
got to step out for a second. My coffee's leaking.
Uh-oh.
Coffee's leaking.
Yeah.
That's an emergency.
All right, we'll carry on without you. Nobody's calling
All
on
right,
that.
all
one.
right.
What was the answer?
Answer, Quality Assurance Director.
Quality Assurance Director.
Okay.
I'll give you a handful. We'll
Okay.
find out. 766-9393. Listen to the question and who can answer this.
All right, here's one that's universally. So what is the name of Harry Potter's owl?
Harry Potter's owl. Harry Potter's owl.
If you're
Who
the
knows
parent
the
of a
name?
millennial, you should know as well.
766-9393. Here's what we're finding out that we
Yeah.
know. I already knew this.
Uh-huh.
That the audience for this station is old. I already knew this. I told her that the audience for this station is old.
Well, yeah, we do tend to have
We're
a
an older
All
generation.
right, see if I know the question.
Do you know the name of Harry Potter's owl?
I don't know any Harry Potter stuff. I've never seen
Oh.
the first Harry Potter movie.
Wow.
So
What is the name of the
Hootie.
Hedwig.
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 Oh,
and that was a millennial question?
yeah. Yeah. See,
See, I'm
you're
just
supposed to know that. Give us another one.
I was working during that generation.
766-9393. If you
All
know
right.
the answer.
Everyone is familiar with this company. What was founded as an online book retailer
Oh, I know this one
in
already.
1994?
1994 online book retailer.
And I bought plenty of books from them and bought one about a month ago from them.
Hint, the internet let them reach each and every corner of the jungle.
Boom.
The Jungle.
Oh, here we go.
The Jungle. That's a good hit.
Hey!
Hey, good morning. You're playing trivia with us?
Oh, I've got it. This is Amazon.
Amazon.
Boom.
Good job.
What name would you like us to put down?
Rick Bailey.
Rick Bailey.
You got it.
All right, Rick. Thanks for playing.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right.
All right, so do we have 6 qualifiers already?
We got 6 qualifiers.
Oh, can you make it to the dice without dying?
I didn't.
Oh, you got it on the desk, so
Yeah.
you're good.
I didn't lock it away too bad this
Good,
time.
good.
We need to let Whistle Britches over there.
You know, Kevin, you hadn't said much today, so we'll let
Well,
you.
y'all been talking, so.
We'll let him roll the dice.
All
1
right,
through a
here we
6.
go.
Hey, hang on a minute. People don't know where they are in the list, so you
Oh,
gotta get the
yeah.
list.
Read them off.
All right. It's you read them off or I read them off?
You go ahead. You got the list.
Well,
I've been sitting over
Can
here
you
looking
tell
pretty.
we're winging it today?
we always wing it.
We're trying to.
Number 1 is Janie Smith. Number 2, Tommy Davis. Number 3, Gloria Keener. Number 4, Vicky Garner. Number 5, Robert Kopp. Is that right?
Yes.
And number 6, Rick Bailey.
All right, here we
Here we
go.
go.
5.
So number 5, who
Number
is that?
5, Robert Kopp.
Robert Kopp is our winner.
Right.
Hey, Robert, you get a $25 gift card from Quik Mart, and it's a pretty cool looking thing right here. Have you ever seen something like that?
That
It's
is
25
nice.
bucks. Guess what you can buy with this at Quik Mart? You
Anything.
can buy anything in the store with this. Spends just like cash, or you can get $25 worth of Shell fuel with this, which is what I recommend. And I recommend the premium. I'm out today, and I'm going to fill up with premium fuel at Shell today because I have one of those cars with those dual turbos in it, and I think that I asked my motor to do more than maybe what it was engineered to do. So I'm going to.
Well, you been racing?
No, but I like to
Running moonshine?
I like to get up to speed pretty quick.
Oh,
I don't like
you got
to,
a lead foot.
I don't like to lumber around. And so I like to put premium fuel in there. To
You like
me,
to scratch off
to me
when
it
you take
burns a
off in the
lot
red
cleaner
lights?
and longer. And do what?
You like to scratch off when you take off
Did
in the
you
red
say
lights?
you asked it to do more than it was intended to do?
I not all the time. So listen, I got that. Let me give you these cards.
Oh.
So the first time I drove one of these trucks with the four-cylinder turbo engine in it, I was at a Chevrolet event, and I was fixing to get in the truck to drive. They allowed the dealers to drive, and so I get in the truck, and a guy says, "Hey, can I ride with you?" And I said, "Sure." So he gets in the truck with me, and he says, "I'm the lead engineer on this engine that's in this truck," and he says, "Do me a favor, floor it."
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
And we were down at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I floored it.
Yeah.
And that's always a good thing. And I mean, you got the guy that made the thing in the truck with you. And
When you said that, that just reminded me that I asked my bathroom scales to do more than they're
did you floor
designed
it?
to do as well.
Oh me. So, last week I wandered into something that I probably shouldn't have been wandering into. And since Stephanie's here, I'm glad she's here because she will help temper the atmosphere a little bit, I guess, more than anything else. But there's a. Well, I called it the document last week.
You did the document.
One thing I want to get cleared up more than anything else is, number one, I'm not scared for my life whatsoever. I sort of alluded to that last week, and that was one of the responses I got the most. Is I think I said something like, "I don't think I own a loaded gun." You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. So anyway, you wouldn't believe the number of people says, "Well, I got a gun for you," or I can provide you a gun. So I don't need a gun. I've got guns, but anyway. I did a little bit of digging. I promised the listening audience that I would do a little bit further digging on the document. I had a copy of the document last week, and there's a couple different versions of it, but I think I do have a copy of the final version, and we want to talk about some things inside. Let's see who that is first.
Okay.
Maybe a lawyer shutting us down, so we might have to do that first.
Hey, good morning. You on WDXE with us?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. My name is Charlie. I just called you, I guess, another affiliate of yours, and they gave me your number. Am I with you guys right now?
Well,
live, or
you're
what?
live on the air, buddy, in the Quik Mart hour.
Oh, that's so cool. Are you the older gentleman with the glasses and the, and the, and the, and the white woman with glasses and the other guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So listen, I'm calling out of state. I found you guys online. I went to YouTube and I typed in live podcasts,
Yeah.
and you guys popped up.
Well,
So where's he at?
where are you?
I live in Evansville, Indiana, and it's
Evansville,
funny.
yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, you guys have 5 people watching you online. Basically, it's worse than being dead. So I'm curious.
You might be right about that.
One of those is my mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate the encouragement.
Well, no, very much. I'm like Tony Robbins. I'm very motivational. I like to make people get up and move and do things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with the woman in your studio because it looks like you got. Okay, go ahead. You know, I have lots to say, but go ahead. Go ahead. Ask me anything you'd like to ask.
Well, I don't really want to ask you anything.
Okay. So it seems like
We
you
got some
guys
trivia
are,
questions.
okay. The woman that's in your studio right now,
Yeah.
behind her there's a door. It looks like you guys are operating out of a garage.
Close.
Sometimes we feel like that.
Listen, if you could see this guy looking through that door, you'd think worse than that.
Okay. Can I ask you guys a question?
What?
I go to Las Vegas frequently, but I'm not a gambler.
Okay.
If I was to go to Las Vegas, I would put $1 billion on not one of you identifies as a pronoun. Correct?
You're absolutely right.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, it's been enlightening to talk to you, brother.
No, don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Well, we're in the middle of doing some other things.
Can you put me on hold and let me listen to your program and then maybe check in with me and maybe
I thought you were watching the program.
Well, I'm watching you on the YouTubes right now, but I'm fascinated by the woman in your group.
Well, she's a very nice lady. I tell you what. You watch online. If something gets super interesting to you, you just can't stand it. You call us back, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for taking my call.
You're welcome, buddy. Hey, good morning. You're on Trading Post. I mean, you're on Trading Post. He's got me. You're
It's
on
Rooster Man.
You're on WDXE during the Quik Mart hour. How are you? Hello.
Okay.
Nobody there. Let's go back to you.
So we didn't get any cease and desist or
we got
anything
business.
like that.
We got business to do.
So I've got paperwork and I've got things to talk about. I really don't know where to start other than if there's a lot of folks that don't have access to what I call the document. And so I just want to enlighten folks on some of the elements of the document. Now, look, I didn't find anything in the document that was illegal or anything like that.
Right.
So, and I will tell you this, I did meet with the mayor, sit down with the mayor and with Vic Pusser, one-on-one, face-to-face,
Yeah.
and we talked about the document or the deal that's going on up north of town.
Yeah.
And I was very candid with them about some of the things that I've seen inside here. Not that it's illegal. It just I think my words to them was it just doesn't pass the smell test.
Yeah.
And when you work on a deal that takes 6 months to orchestrate, you work on the perception of it also. You work on how the people are going to perceive it, how other folks in the same industry perceive the elements of the document. So, and let me say, there's things in the document that are given to the current developer that may not be given to other developers, and that was one of the questions that I had going into looking into this. This person has agreed to build 260 homes.
Yes.
And so, obviously, let's just lay some groundwork first. The city of Lawrenceburg is very limited within its current confines of the city limits. The city of Lawrenceburg is very limited in its places where it can grow. All right, so one way that you grow a city is grow its population and its tax base. And there's no better way to do that than put 260 homes on the ground. There are certain concessions that cities will make to allow for those things to take place. And so I just want to say that first. And I think the growth is a good thing. And I think with the conversation that I had with the mayor and with Vic, is that they're focused on the growth of the community more than anything else. And maybe that sort of got things out of order because they were trying to hurry and get this thing done. Anytime you have something that has that much potential for the community and that much impact on a community, you sort of don't want to let it slip out of your hands type of thing. So with that said, I did find some things inside the document that not really troublesome, but it was just hard for me to understand, and and what I consider to be the way I look at it now in the version that I have, I consider it to be a non-executed document. Even though I think all parties have signed off on it. I think the document is the non-executed, and I'll get to that in just a minute. So, but I don't want to read you some things, but basically, when we talk about the project that's going on, you can't, in itself, when you're working on deals, and I'm speaking from a mayor's perspective, mayors and the people that are in leadership positions inside the community that can make decisions on maybe when a company relocates here or decides to locate, there's things you can't just say publicly. There's things, because if you go out and say, hey, GM's fixing to buy 10,000 acres up here, that causes these reactions to take place.
Yes.
And then if that, for whatever reason, that doesn't fall through, then
Right.
that's not good. So there is a point to where there has to be some anonymity to the document, I guess, more than anything else. So, but there comes a time when you know that all it is left to sign in the papers that, hey, it's ready for the public to understand what's going on.
Right.
And that's what these documents do, and that's why they're discussed in public, open meetings. And so I don't know about the city of Lawrenceburg. I don't have their minutes, so I don't know if this development was discussed at the city board level, but I do know it was discussed at the Lawrenceburg utility system level. And so when I say it doesn't pass the smell test, I want to address that a little bit first.
Okay.
So, when you have a public meeting, it is to disclose publicly the things or the elements of the things that a public entity or municipality are going to be obligated to.
Yes.
And so when I look at the minutes of the LUS board, listen, it's not illegal, but they refer to this whole development process, and then they did it twice that I can see in the past two meetings. They just say stuff like. I had it underlined. So they just call it the project. Mm-hmm. So they just generically, it's a one sentence thing in the minutes where they just say we discussed the project. All right. So to me, for history's sake and looking back into the minutes, it probably needs to be a little bit more descriptive than just saying, hey, the board discussed the project. And also, when they adopted the project, I think it needs to be more than just say, okay, the board adopted the project. Well, what project is that? I think that probably in the future the project needs to be identified either by number or by name so that the minutes can reflect that the board
You could swap around stuff.
You could flip the project.
But that wasn't that project I was talking about. I was talking about this other project.
I don't think they're going to at all because, if you know the makeup of the board, those guys, they run very successcall businesses and stuff like that. But it's just, but you leave the door, and this is what I was talking to Vic and him about.
Secret meetings, and you know about stuff. You go.
So let's tackle the secret meeting. Let's tackle the secret.
Well,
meeting.
you just said you can have secret meetings like you're a private business and discuss stuff.
So the secret meeting is not a secret meeting. It's called executive session. You can go into executive session for several different reasons. So there may be things that come up at board level that need to be discussed in private. It doesn't need to be public. And if there's something that involves an employee, obviously that can be taken into executive session. If there's some type of lawsuit that you need attorney-client privilege, you can go into executive session and talk about that. Also, if you have a contract that requires attorney-client privilege, you can go into executive session and talk about that, and you can. So, as we know, and I read in the minutes here that they did go into executive session to discuss the project. All right, so
So the project could have been an employee then. That's why they named it.
No, I mean the whole project is this legal document, and obviously they have the right to go into executive session to discuss a legal document with their attorneys. So I have two problems with the process, I guess, and I'll say again, I didn't find anything illegal that took place, but the process is that they went into executive session at the very first of the meeting. So my question was, when did they vote to adopt the project? And so when I first started looking into it, I was under the impression that they went into executive session and they either adopted the project inside of executive session or the meeting had been adjourned before they adopted the project. Neither one of those existed. When I read the minutes of the previous meeting, they went into executive session, they talked about the document, and whatever that is, I don't know what that is, that's client-attorney privilege, and so they talked about the document. Then the minutes say they came out of executive session, and then they adopted the project based on the confines of the paper, of the contract itself. So the issue I have with it is the only party from the municipality of the city of Lawrenceburg was not allowed into the executive session. Dick McKinley is our city administrator, and whether he wanted to be there or not, I understand that he was not in that executive session. I can't speak for Dick, but I know for myself, if I'm signing a document, my name's on it, I'm in every conversation that takes place about it. So and there was nothing wrong about that within itself. But what I did find is that to elaborate on what I just said about our city administrator, is that when I look at the document itself, and I think I've got the latest version of the document, it has a signature page on there, and the only signatures on there are Dick McKinley, the city administrator. He's signing on behalf of the city. Vic Pusser is signing on behalf of the Lawrenceburg Utility System. Then there's a signature line for the developer. So, I think that the document is invalid because Dick McKinley doesn't have the authority to sign the document. And
well, who would have that authority?
the city council has that authority. And the city council.
They all have to sign it?
Well, they don't all have to sign it. The mayor does have that kind of authority to sign the document. And so the reason I say that is I have a TCA in front of me, Tennessee Code Annotated 619-104, in case somebody wants to look that up. It's called Purchasing Contract Procedures. And this is the section that describes our type of government in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Okay.
So, and it gives the official duties of the city manager. And so paragraph F in here says the Board of Commissioners may by ordinance delegate to the city manager the authority to enter into binding contracts on behalf of the city without specific board approval in routine matters and matters having insubstantial long-term consequences. So there are things that the city manager can sign that the board, that they can delegate him that authority. And I think the city of Lawrenceburg, like you got a transmission that goes out in a cop car or something. Right. Yeah, they can spend the $6,000 or $7,000 it takes to fix that. But here's the stipulation. That he only has that authority in routine matters and matters having insubstantial long-term consequences. Well, the TCA itself goes on to define those circumstances. It says the ordinance shall enumerate the types of matters to which the city manager's authority extends and may place other limitations on the city manager's authority under this subsection. As used in this subsection, routine matters and matters having insubstantial long-term consequences means any contract for which expenditures during the fiscal year will be less than $25,000. So even though the Board of Mayor and Council may delegate the authority for the city manager to sign contracts, he's limited by state law at $25,000 and things what they consider to be insubstantial long-term consequences, having insubstantial
Well,
long-term.
maybe
Now,
this deal was underneath $25,000.
let me tell you, that's one thing we haven't got into yet. So the city of Lawrenceburg, inside the deal here, has agreed to extend Springer Road from Maddoxtown Road all the way to Good Hope Road, 60 feet wide all the way down, and put all utilities in and stuff like that. When it talks about the city is defined as both the city of Lawrenceburg and the Lawrenceburg utility systems inside the confines of the document itself. So I know I haven't built a road since I've been mayor, but let's talk about that a minute. We all know how horrible Springer Road is. That cost more than $1 million when we first done that, when they had to dig it out, put a base on there, put in whatever it is to make the perfect compaction, but then it didn't last, But you've got $1 million just in that, and we didn't have to do any land acquisition whatsoever. And so I know we're running short on time, but the things in the document that don't pass the smell test is number one, the city is going to, by whatever means is necessary, they have committed to construct that road no later than December of 2025, and that means they'll have all the properties bought and everything that's necessary. And they even say inside the document that they will exercise eminent domain if necessary. Well, that again is where Dick McKinley's signature on the document makes it invalid. Dick McKinley is not an elected official, nor does he have the authority to execute the confines of the document because he doesn't have the authority to execute eminent domain on anybody. That authority is solely on the Board of Mayor and Council. And so anyway, it's just a matter of semantics as far as that goes. If the city wants to make it right, they need to bring it to the full board and let the board vote yay or nay. And they may have done that. I haven't seen the city's minutes, but I don't think that they've done that yet. And I may be totally mistaken on that. I just haven't made that. I probably shouldn't make that statement. I need to dig a little further. But anyway, to allow Dick McKinley to sign it is going against TCA 619-104, in which there is a section inside the document that says that nothing inside this document will violate state or local law. And so if that's the case, then that signature does just that, which makes it invalid in my terms. Anyway.
Very interesting.
So I know it's time to go, but we'll get into it a little bit more next week. But before we get going, I want to say, Stephanie, thank you for being here. I had to touch on the document a little bit today.
It's fine.
And
another cliffhanger till next week.
Another
Dun,
cliffhanger.
dun,
next
dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Same bad time.
And we'll talk about the obligations of the document next week. There's obligations for the city of Lawrenceburg as a municipality and for LUS as part of city of Lawrenceburg to this site, and we'll talk about its impact on other developers also. So.
Keith and Kevin, the Quick Mart Hour,
Yeah.
Yes.
and Stephanie.
Stephanie,
God
great to
bless
be
you.
here.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
And thank you for tolerating us.
Well, there was
Yeah.
coffee and a Quick Mart biscuit involved. So.
yeah, how were we described? We're dull as what or what? Or
We might as well be dead, is what he said.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We might as well be
Except
dead.
for Stephanie.
Except for
Apparently
Stephanie.
he likes her.
Way to go.
Oh,
might as
man.
well be
Not
dead.
sure how to feel about that.
And I thanked him for the encouragement.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always good to have listeners
Bless
that
him.
love you.
I
you
think
know?
I smell a rat on that phone call. I just want to put it that way.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. All right. Anyway, he could have been right next door.
Yeah. Oh, really?
We did have a lot of looky-loos, didn't we,
Yeah,
when
I
that was
don't know what
happening?
was going on there.
I
But anyway, hey, tell us about your
Yeah.
store one more time.
All right, so Jubilee Trading Company,
Yes.
333 West Gain Street, old Southern Printing Building.
That's
and
right.
so it's all, the store supports our nonprofit, and in the store we buy from small independent USA brands and global brands where every product that you buy makes a difference in somebody's life. So
All right.
we'd love to see you.
Till next week, guys.
Yes.
See you again.
On your mortgage bill.
We just got word that Trump running mate J.D. Vance has agreed to debate Democratic VP nominee Tim Walz October 1st. A new round of talks is underway today trying to